Hamas drugged freed Gaza hostages to make them seem calm and happy. Israel Health Ministry. Before we dive in details, please subscribe to the channel and stay always one step ahead to know all global important events happening around you. Give a thumbs up and share the video with your family and friends. Let's move on with the video. In a shocking revelation, an Israel Health Ministry representative informed the Knesset Health Committee on Tuesday that hostages released from Hamas captivity were administered tranquilizer pills before being handed over to the Red Cross for transfer to Israel. The drugging aimed to present the hostages as calm, happy, and upbeat, despite enduring more than 50 days of physical abuse, deprivation, and psychological terror in Gaza. Dr. Hagar Mizrahi, head of the Health Ministry's medical division, identified the drug used as clonazepam, known as Clonex in Israel, and marketed as Klonopin and Rivotril globally. Clonazepam is typically used to prevent and treat anxiety disorders, seizures, bipolar mania, agitation associated with psychosis, and obsessive-compulsive disorder. The Health Ministry representative did not disclose whether the drugging had been confirmed through blood tests conducted on the released hostages at Israeli hospitals, or if it relied on testimony provided by the freed hostages, leaving some uncertainty regarding the verification process. The families of the hostages had initially raised concerns about the drugging during their testimony before the committee. This revelation adds a disturbing layer to the already harrowing experiences faced by the hostages during their captivity. Shah's MK Yonatan Mashriki urged the Health Ministry to issue an official report to health organizations worldwide, detailing evidence of the drugging and other medical findings following the return of the released hostages. This call emphasizes the need for transparency and accountability in addressing the health implications of such actions. The disclosure of drugging raises serious questions about the treatment of hostages by Hamas and the potential health risks associated with such practices. As investigations unfold, there is a growing demand for clarity on the verification process and an international response to ensure accountability for these actions. But the peace was short-lived. Both sides accused each other of violating the terms, and fighting resumed. Dr. Eitan revealed that the survivors were suffering from severe psychological abuse and described the inhumane conditions they were held in, which included starvation, beating, and sexual abuse. The Tel Aviv Medical Center is currently treating over 15 former hostages. However, the crisis is far from over. According to Israel's military reports, 137 hostages, including women and children, still remain held by Hamas in the Gaza Strip. To summarize, the situation in Gaza continues to be a dire humanitarian crisis. The treatment of hostages, from drugging them to present a false image of peace, to their cruel and inhumane conditions, paints a grim picture of the reality on the ground. Despite a brief glimmer of hope during a temporary ceasefire, the conflict has resumed with both sides blaming each other for violations. And as we speak, over 100 hostages are still being held captive. So, as we ponder on the question posed at the beginning of this discussion, let us not forget the harsh realities that are often hidden beneath the surface. The smile of a freed hostage might be a mask forced upon them by a tranquilizer pill, and the calm before the storm might simply be a lull before the conflict resumes. The situation in Gaza is a stark reminder of the lengths some will go to maintain a facade, and the strength of those who endure such conditions.